Dear students, let me take you to the second lesson that you have got in your textbook, Quality, written by John Galsworthy. As you know, John Galsworthy is an English novelist and playwright. The story Quality appeared in a collection of prose entitled The Inn of Tranquility, and it was published in 1912. This is a beautifully written story about small businesses in the times of mass production. The story is about quality versus quantity. Quality goes with craftsmen, quantity goes with large firms employing machinery. This is about one's commitment or dedication to one's craft or art or skill. Narrated in a beautiful way, the story gives us a glimpse into the lives of artists, craftsmen, and their slowly vanishing way of life. Quality has no takers when a company employing large machinery produces a large number of goods. Of course, quality gets compromised, but customers are not so much bothered about quality. So, this story tells us how quality struggles to withstand the onslaught of the rampant commercialization. Now, let us begin with the lesson. I knew him from the days of my extreme youth because he made my father's boots. Inhabiting with his elder brother, two little shops led into one in a small by street now no more, and then most fashionably placed in the West End. I knew him. The speaker says that he knew him from the days of his extreme youth. Extreme youth, young age, even when he was a small child, he knew him. Whom is it talking about? The speaker is talking about an artist. In this context, the artist is a man who made shoes. I knew him. I knew the cobbler. I knew the man who made the shoes from the days of my extreme youth. Even when I was a young boy, I knew him because he used to make shoes for my father. So I used to go to him with my father whenever father wanted shoes to be made by him. He used to take me to the cobbler. So I knew the cobbler even before I went to him to place order for shoes. Inhabiting with his elder brother, two little shops let into one in a small by street, now no more, but then most fashionably placed in the West End. Now the writer tells us where exactly he had his shops. The cobbler had his shops. Inhabiting, living with his elder brother. So the cobbler was transacting his business in a small shop. In fact, two little shops combined into one in the small shop. He was doing his business with his elder brother in a small by street. By street is a byway, but today if you go to the West End in London, you won't find it. Now that is in that place, so many other buildings have come up in a small by street. Today if you go there, you won't find it, but at that time he used to work from this place. But then at that time, when I was very young, when the cobbler transacted his business, this was the most fashionably placed in the West End. What is West End? West End is an area in London known for its quality shopping and entertainment. At that time, this area was very popular because this area was known for quality shopping. So the speaker talks about a cobbler. Second paragraph. That tenement is a room or set of rooms. Here, the tenement is the shop where the cobbler did his business. That tenement, two shops combined into one, had a certain white distinction. See, the shop was not very attractive to look at. It was quiet, it was dull, but still it was unique. It was a quiet distinction that was not very popular, that was not made very attractive, but still it had its own uniqueness. So look at the name board, look at the name of the shop. Nowhere it is mentioned that the cobbler made shoes for anybody from the royal family. That means he did not advertise himself. The signboard mentioned just his name, just his German name. What is that? Gessler. So, what is written on the board, on the signboard, is Gessler Brothers. Since the cobbler is working with his brother, elder brother, the name board just said Gessler Brothers. So he's a German cobbler, a cobbler from Germany settled in England, in fact, in the city of London. So the shop had a certain quiet distinction. There was no sign upon his face that he made for any of the royal family, as many other cobblers did. This man never mentioned anywhere that he made shoes for the people belonging to the royal family, or people belonging to the aristocratic class, or people who were celebrities. He did not advertise himself as many others did in his time. If you look at that shop, you'll find that in the window a few pairs of boots are seen. In the window, you can find a few pairs of boots. The speaker says that he remembers that it always troubled him to account for, explain those unvarying, the same kind, without any difference. Unwearing boots in the window. As a young boy, he used to watch the shoes which are kept in the window. There's so much of curiosity because he did not understand how the shoes could be unvarying. All the shoes looked almost the same. He did not understand how to explain why he made unvarying boots, why he displayed unvarying boots in the window. The writer came to know that he made only what was ordered. He made shoes only after getting orders from the customers. Reaching nothing down means not more than what was required. He made shoes which were ordered, or when he gets an order from somebody, he prepares shoes. He never made more boots than what was required. He made only what was ordered, reaching nothing down, not more than what was necessary, and it seemed so inconceivable, unbelievable that what he made could ever have failed to fit. I also came to know that the shoes that he made never failed to fit the customers who had placed the order. That shows that he was a very good craftsman. That shows that he was a He was an ideal cobbler. I used to wonder whether he had bought them to put there. I used to wonder, had he bought these shoes to be displayed in the shop? Oh, never, no. Because that too seemed inconceivable. It was impossible for him to do that because he would never tolerate in his house, in his shop, leather on which he had not worked. In his shop, one could find the shoes which were made by him. He could not tolerate any leather in his house on which he had not worked. That means he could never or he would never buy shoes from elsewhere and display in his shop, saying that it is his own. He never used to do it. He displayed the shoes which he himself made. Besides, moreover, they were too beautiful. The shoes which were made by him, the shoes which were made by him were too beautiful to be described. For example, I could see a pair of pumps. A pair of pumps means a pair of light shoes for dancing, the kind of shoes used by dancers. So inexpressibly slim. I still remember those shoes were inexpressibly, I can express, slim, extremely slim, very, very slim. I could find slim shoes. Then the patent leathers, a type of leather with a glossy, shiny surface, making water come into one's mouth. So, those who love shoes used to feel highly impressed by seeing these shoes. The writer says these shoes will make water come into the customer's mouth. That means the shoes were extremely beautiful to look at. Not just that, he had displayed even tall brown riding boots. He had shoes which were used by dancers, the slim shoes which were used by dancers. Besides, he had made tall brown riding boots with marvelous black glow, sooty black glow shine. The brown riding boots had marvelous sooty glow, black glow, as if, even though they were new, they had been used 100 years. The riding boots looked so black, so shiny, as if they had been used by somebody for 100 years. But the fact is that the shoes are new, but still they look so black, as if they had been used by somebody for so long, 100 years. Those pairs could only have been made by one who saw before him the sole of boot. Now the writer says that such perfect, such ideal, such beautiful shoes could be made by only a man who understood, a man who saw the sole of boot. Here, boot is personified. The writer compares shoes to human beings, shoes to beings, and he says only a man who saw the sole of shoes could make that kind of beautiful shoes. So truly were they prototypes incarnating the very spirit of all footgear. Now the writer says that his shoes, the cobbler's shoes, look like prototypes. Prototypes here, original. The first shoes ever made in this world, they were prototypes, original. The first original or typical form of something. They look like prototypes, incarnating, putting a quality or idea into a concrete form. So they look like prototypes, incarnating the very spirit of all footgear.